This reaction is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. I would like to thank Identitech, TFG, Will E, Steve Aldersley, Kurt David, Jason Bates, at HotGirlVideo69 on Twitter, Mason Frost, Matthew McLaughlin, Andreas Glacial, Biff C, Ray Schuster, and B-Jabber for sponsoring this video. Supporting me, my family, the channel. I appreciate it highly. I hope you all enjoy the video. It's that time again, everybody. Chapter 3 is here. So, I know I said, like, once all the chapters are out is when I'm finally going to do the follow-up saying, like, how I feel about each chapter. I'll just do a quick, like, update summary kind of thing here for, the thing. What am I doing? I need to look at my ratings. Just to kind of let you know, like, how I feel overall about this thing. I like Chapter 2 more than Chapter 1. Pink Funeral is the weakest one for me so far. I know a lot of people like that, but that's just kind of middle of the road for me. Love Runaway, love New Romance. ESP is great. Superstar is great. Through Me is great. It's been a really good project so far, and it looks, from the ratings on this one, we have 5 tracks, that this might be one of the best ones so far. It seems to have the best set of ratings. Granted, it just came out last night, so hard to say, you know, because there's only 95 ratings. It'll probably equalize a little bit. For those who don't know, I do unedited reactions on my Patreon, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. For $10 a month. You can get access to this and a bunch of other reactions for Modest Mouse going forward. Unedited, have a few people at the $10 level. If that interests you, please head on over there, check it out. If not, $1 a month supports the channel, gets you access to voting and polls that we do every 2 to 4 albums to break up the monotony of going through artist discographies. So if that interests you, it would be greatly appreciated if you head over there, check it out. But anyway, we're just going to get right on into it. We don't really have any further ado on this thing. So let's begin with the first track, Sunset. Open tunings.
Just one key does everything. Lining out to dry. This is descending. Country where she's gone.
Wow. Upon first listen, like, not a favorite per se, but mainly just because it's a shock to the system. It's so outside the rubric of Beach House typically. This, like, really big, you know, open tuning where you're kind of sliding up and down and shifting the chords on, you know, like, octaves. Not that that means anything to certain people listening, but it's almost like a folk send-up. It feels like a song from the 60s in a way. The synths were a really nice addition, though, because so often with open tunings like that, the artist relies way too much on how interesting it sounds, to the point where the song becomes dull. I've had that happen so often with songs with open tunings. It's like you got to spice it up a little bit. You can't just keep sliding an octave around to change, you know, the dynamic of the chord. It's not super interesting. Like, only Kashmir by Led Zeppelin can kind of get away with that sort of playing. But here you had nice complementation with other instruments to kind of bolster it. And it worked really well in that way. Like, I think it's a great song. Is it a good Beach House song? I don't know. But they're really, like, showing their songwriting chops and the fact that they can kind of lean into other directions with quite a bit of strength, I would say. All right, good. Next one, Only You Know. Very torn on that one. Um, I liked the driving, building nature of it. The instrumentation was good. The production, good as always. This album has had great production. The songwriting was a bit lackluster for me, though. It kind of fell a little flat. The chords weren't super interesting, a little unsatisfying. Vocal melody was just okay, I feel. But it wasn't bad. I don't know. Maybe that'll change on future listens. Like I said, I'll do a follow up once all the chapters have been released and I've sat with these for 1 to 4 months or 1 week to 4 months. I don't know, but that was okay. It was okay. Oh, another go around. The next one.
Another go around, and you're right here. But the one you need is there.
This is the exact opposite. It's extremely satisfying.
Hands, 'cause the girl you know. Circumstance where you're in your hands, 'cause around, and I'm right here beside you. Another go.
Yeah. Not the best song from this project, I would say, but a really solid entry. Very nostalgic, very vintage sound. They're really dialing into that like 60s psychedelic feel, but putting a real fresh spin on it with a lot of this instrumentation. That one didn't really overstay its welcome either. It was a very slow, kind of plodding song. And I remember over and over feeling a little long at times. It wasn't bad, but it, I don't know, maybe didn't warrant its full length, but I'm not like complaining or anything. I should say that was fine, but this feels finer, I guess. Hard to put it into words. I don't know. Let's go to the penultimate track for this section, Masquerade.
Rest like Sunday, string of pearls, masquerade, a state of grace.
Well, well, well. Interesting. That reminded me of like not necessarily the beat, but it reminded me of like breakbeat instrumentation from like the late 90s, early 2000s. Like that felt very much like electronic music of that era. Um, Very atypical for Beach House. They're really flexing on us. That was solid, but also like Sunset, I'll need some time to process it because it's just so outside the wheelhouse of what I'm used to with this band. Very compelling though. I don't see myself liking this chapter as much as chapter 2, but you never know. You really never know with this band and with this album as well. So let's go ahead and finish it up. Illusion of Forever. Oh boy. Kind of like Only You Know, where it's just like it just middle of the road, not like quality wise, but um as far as like how I connect to it, I suppose. So yeah, this set of songs was upon first listen weaker than chapter 2. Sunset and Masquerade stuck out. Another go around I think was fairly good, or at least I vibed with it pretty well. Only You Know and Illusion Forever I'm kind of grappling with. Um, they feel like weaker versions of songs I've already heard on the album, kind of. Um, I mean, I know not every song needs to push the envelope like Sunset or Masquerade do or anything like that, but I don't know. There's like a certain spice missing from this set of tracks, aside from Sunset and Masquerade. But again, don't think that this is like the gospel truth here, because like my opinions can change. My opinions on the other two kind of changed a little bit after I listened to them, and maybe this will be the same. But as of right now, I like 2 more than 3 as far as the sections go. Although Sunset and Masquerade, I'm really eager to listen to again to kind of dial into that. And of course, every song sounds great, production-wise, instrumentally. This is shaping up to be like a really nice entry in their catalog. One of their best albums? I don't know. Big albums are really hard to gauge in that way, because it also depends on how, like, do you gauge the album like by average, where it's like, oh, this song I feel is like a 2 out of 5, and this one's a 5 out of 5, this one's a 4 out of 5, and then you just average the numbers down and get your rating? Or do you let the strength of the great songs overshadow the weakness of the weaker songs? And even though like you might give an album 5.55, 3, 4, 5.55, 4.5, whatever, you still give it a 5, right? Because you think the solid stuff is just that good and it's worth giving it a perfect rating in that way. There's that's 2 different modes of thought, right? And with big albums, I don't really know how I feel about rating them either way. Because like I love 69 Love Songs by the Magnetic Fields, but there's a lot of duds on there. Like there's a lot of swing and misses. There's a lot of swing and hits, great songs on there. And this might be the same way. It's like it's so big. It's like no one considers the White Album to be the Beatles' best album, right? Even though there's like more good songs on there than other albums they've done, allegedly. But when you have a really big album, it can tend to trip over itself a little bit. But so far there have been a nice handful of great songs. And if we were to take some of like the agreed upon best tracks from this album and condense it down into like, a 30 to 40 minute set, it could rival some of their best work. I'll be completely honest. Teen Dream, Bloom, it might be able to go head to head with that stuff. But yeah, this was okay. Eager to listen to the final part and give a follow-up in a month. But for now, solid set of tracks. Not as much as the previous 2, I feel, but solid nonetheless. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Things to plug, patreon.com/AlexHeitz yet again. Have it right here. For, like I said before, $10 a month, unedited reactions from Modest Mouse going forward. So that's over 20, 25 reactions at this point. You can get unedited. Or $1 a month lets you support the channel, vote in polls that we do every 2 to 4 albums to kind of break up the monotony of going through artist discographies. And then also the Discord, link in the description for that. Got about 150 people over there hanging out, talking about music, recommending music, posting their top album charts, posting memes, controversial discussions and debates, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're interested in that, head on over there. Link in the description. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you're all doing well. This video is coming out around the same time as a poll album, or a poll is as same time as a poll is probably running. So if you're interested in voting in that, like I said, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. Video should be up somewhere on the channel. And then we're going to be getting back into Sonic Youth. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, Godspeed.